Good morning. This week on The Professor Helps, I want to talk to you about the little things and also that this cannot last forever. So the internet is full of people right now telling you what to do, where to go, what you should try. Well, not where to go. We all know where to go. In our living rooms, in our porch, in our backyard, all of the things that you can do inside your house. I think that one of the things I have right now is fatigue of hearing about it, listening to it constantly. At the same time, I think that we're going into another phase of where people are denying that things are happening, and so they're trying to go back to normal. And I think that some of that is really healthy and some of that is really good. I also think that there's still a need for caution. It was recently decided that everybody needs to wear a mask wherever they go, whatever they do. To put a lighter note on things, I really enjoy medical dramas. And so, giving myself that idea of, okay, well, I'm just pretending that I'm in a medical drama and so it's fun. But it's not. I'm part of a global catastrophe right now. And my husband actually said it last night. He said, I don't know about you, I'm really tired of being part of a global catastrophe. I'm like, yeah, I am too. And it will not last forever. I know it feels that way. I know it feels that way to me. It feels that way to almost everybody I've talked to. And we are made of stronger stuff. And this is an opportunity to see what we're actually made of. And no, I did not wish this on anybody. And I didn't think that this was, a great idea to toughen us up or make us stronger. However, I've seen a lot of things across the world that have happened in the last couple of weeks where people are finding ways to connect, even though they cannot see each other, touch each other, except through a screen. And on this week's version of The Professor Helps, I want to take a minute and just kind of talk about the things that I'm grateful for. It's the little things, right? So a couple of months ago, I was making a sandwich for my daughter. And I asked her, because I like to give her choices. I've done this since she was, 3-4 months old. Do you want this, or do you want this, or do you want this, or do you want this? And she used to point. Now she says, I'd like that, and I want to do this. But she'll actually say the words, which is just miraculous. I'm her mom. I'm supposed to think that. But literally, I asked her, what kind of sandwich do you want? And she said, peanut butter and jelly. And I said, do you want it toasted? She said, toast. And then I said, do you want squares or triangles? And in that moment, I was thinking about the fact that no one ever did triangles for me when I was a kid. And it really hurt and kind of hit me right there. And in the same moment, I was still her mom and I still needed to keep it together to go make her sandwich. And she said triangles. And so I cut it into triangles. And I don't know if you're familiar with the movie Inside Out. It's one of my favorites from Pixar. And it's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it highly. Be prepared to cry. It will make you cry. The thing that I really wanted to point out about that situation, though, is that there are ways to take care of yourself in a moment like that. Like to realize that there's something that's missing that you want. And, make sure that you tell people around you. So I told my husband. And about a week later, he made grilled cheese, which is my favorite thing in the world when he makes me food. And he cut it into triangles. And seems like a small thing, but it's actually a really big thing because it helps to heal a part of something that I didn't get when I was a kid. And it's one of those things that you don't think about until you're faced with it. And things like that just really warm my heart right now. I'm seeing a lot of people do little things for other people. For example, a friend of mine who is not able to see me because we can't connect, left some Easter stuff for Vivian on our porch. And it just really made my day. And I realized when we put her in her Easter dress and we gave her her Easter basket and we gave her the bunnies that my friend gave her, like everything that Vivian was wearing or doing was somehow connected to my friend who made this sweet gesture. And a year ago, she gave us Easter dresses for Vivian, the one that she's wearing in a current picture, which I'll post below. And Vivian is my 3-year-old daughter, for those who don't know. And I was overcome by the sweetness of one small gesture tied to another small gesture, to another small gesture for this created moment. And it's one of those things that you don't really think about until people do a string of them. For instance, my Aunt Nancy makes these amazing cookies. They're chocolate chip and they're amazing. And the thing is that I one time said, hey, I really like white chocolate and it's difficult to find. So out of that, she started making this white chocolate chip cookie, which is like amazing. But I helped influence that. Like, it's her cookie that she's been making for years and years and years. And I said, I really like white chocolate. And she just made it part of that. When people will do something for you and say, hey, I know that you didn't know this, let me explain it to you. And it's like things like that are really appreciated right now, because I think that we're all struggling. Every last one of us is struggling right now. And there are 5 stages of grief, and people are going backwards and forwards. And I learned that, not from Inside Out, but in fact from my life, is that when you have the stages of grief that you're going through, it is not linear. It's not like you, just to go through them in case you haven't heard it, it's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, anger, it's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And the thing is that you can go back and forth anytime, because like you think about it and you go, okay, well, this is happening. And I'm angry about it. Maybe it's not happening, and that's where the bargaining comes in. And so you go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it's not linear. And I found that out a while ago in dealing with, some death and some loss that I've had. And it's just times like that you have to really lean on the things that other people do for you. So, for instance, one of the things that happened that I'm really grateful for is the other day, I was preoccupied and busy and doing something for my daughter. I was making macaroni and cheese in the microwave. And no, I will not take your judgment for not cooking for her. I made something for her in the microwave. Now, I forgot to put water in it, so it almost caught on fire. And I stopped to go, that could have been really bad. And I took a picture of the charred pasta to remind me that, got to slow down and do things a little bit slower and make sure that I'm paying attention. It's not really funny. It's more of a, let me pay attention to this because it happened. My husband planning a happy hour for me, virtually. And, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and like that really, really helped me a lot. So back to you, the person who I'm trying to help, because the name of my segment is The Professor Helps. And the idea is that I give you something to hold on to. So I guess the thing I'm going to say today is that something that's helping me get through is being grateful every day for just one thing. And I could give you a list of 10 things that I'm grateful for, but I've been at this a while. I've been practicing the attitude of gratitude for, I want to say, about 3 years. And the thing is that sometimes it starts out with, I'm grateful this one thing. So one thing I'm grateful for this morning is that in a couple minutes I get to go get my daughter to wake up, and she might already be awake. But the smile on her face and the joy that she brings to my life every single day is nothing short of amazing. And it's something I'm grateful for. And she definitely causes frustration too, to feel the flip side of that. And another thing I like, and I'm going to point it out so you can definitely see it, I'm wearing a sparkle headband. Most of the time when I get dressed, I always bring a little bit of sparkle because it's part of who I am, and it helps me to feel better in general, to know that I'm wearing something to express that inner part of my joy. And I think that my unwillingness to not just wear, casual clothes, because I am working from home, it helps me to feel presentable and move forward, even though maybe no one will see me except one phone call that I have today later. That's okay. It helps me to feel upright. And if that's not you, I'm not passing any judgment at all. I'm saying that for me, it helps me to stay grounded. And I think in a point like this, just going back to that gratitude place. The attitude of gratitude is what will help you. And again, my mantra has been, this cannot last forever. This cannot last forever. And most of the time, I do my best to think about the things to be grateful for and to have that attitude of gratitude and to say to myself, this will not last forever. So say it with me, this will not last forever. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I'm not going to tell you what to say. I'm going to ask you to think about one thing that you're grateful for and all those little things that add up to make you feel grateful. So that's my post. So go ahead and tell me in the comments below one thing that you're grateful for. And don't judge it. Don't say, well, you know, it's not that big. I just want to know one thing that you're grateful for. And it's personal, right? So it's whatever you're grateful for. There's no judgment. It's, I'm grateful for the fact that I'm going to go have a cup of coffee in a little bit. I'm grateful that, you know, it's nice outside. I'm grateful that, you know, I can work from home. I'm grateful. So just tell me one thing that you're grateful for. All right, everybody. So if this is helpful to you, please share. And of course, subscribe. There's a button right there for you to subscribe. These messages come out once a week. Wednesday is the Professor Helps, and it'll be before 7 a.m. Have a great day out there, everybody, and be kind to each other. And this is the Professor signing off.